Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank the Union for Ethical Biotrade, UEBT, for its kind invitation to the Sourcing with Respect webinar series. It is extremely encouraging to witness the level of commitment demonstrated over a decade of collaboration. As you may be aware, the Secretariat of the Convention on Biological Diversity recently launched the 5th edition of the Global Biodiversity Outlook. The report summarizes the latest data on the status and trends of biodiversity and draws conclusions relevant to the further implementation of the Convention. Despite discouraging progress being made in several areas, including significant expansion of protected areas and noticeable increase in the availability of data and information on biodiversity, the report issues a stark warning on the current rate of biodiversity loss, with pressures intensifying at an alarming scale. It is clear that we need to scale up ambition in support of the post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework to be agreed next year in China and bring biodiversity into the mainstream of decision-making across all sectors. Healthy ecosystems supports livelihood of millions of people and are the basis for sustainable development. We need smarter, more efficient policies to safeguard biodiversity as much as we need innovative business models that are greener, cleaner, and more sustainable. We need to find ways to integrate the values of biodiversity into boardrooms, operations, and supply chain, and we need transparency to become the norm. You may also recall the United Nations Summit on Biodiversity convened under the theme of Urgent Action on Biodiversity for Sustainable Development, where heads of state and government committed to the development and full implementation of an ambitious and transformational post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework. Some days before the summit, 26 financial institutions committed to making a positive contribution to biodiversity via their investments and portfolios, the Finance for Biodiversity Pledge, and over 560 companies have come together through the Business for Nature Coalition to call on governments to adopt policies to reverse nature loss in this decade. The momentum for biodiversity is unparalleled. We must use this opportunity and make a collective effort to reverse biodiversity loss and charting a path to a more sustainable future for both the planet and people. In this context, I'm extremely encouraged by the Union for Ethical Biotrade accomplishments and contributions to the Convention's objective over the past decade. In particular, with regards to identifying the steady increase in consumer awareness about biodiversity and ethical and sustainable sourcing as documented in the Biodiversity Barometer. In their latest report, The Big Shift, Union for Ethical Biotrade emphasizes the important role business must play in the coming decade and how ethical sourcing of ingredients from nature can contribute to the implementation of the upcoming Global Biodiversity Framework. I am certain that the standing collaboration between the Union for Ethical Biotrade and the Secretariat will bring many positive results, and I look forward to working closer as we navigate into the UN's Decade for Action. Thank you and have a great event.